in a new spot. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't noticed, we in a new spot. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean nothing gonna change. You know what I'm saying?
We still lit, regardless.
Oh man. Do we have something special for y'all today? For real. We're gonna have a great time. And you know we say it every week. Sometimes you just gotta let the beat go crazy. Go crazy. Say. Hey. Now you just gotta dance like you deaf. Like you deaf. You gotta feel the beat. You crazy. Oh man. We good? We gonna get right to it. Everybody cool? Everybody good?
I'm great.
All right, come on. Let's get right to it then. Round of applause.
Yes, sir.
Studio Life Show is on the move. Stop playing with us.
On the road again.
Yeah, let me do it right. Yo, welcome back to an.
Applause going crazy.
You know the applause go crazy every time because we great, right?
Right.
We great. You know
That's what happens.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Studio Life Show. You feel me? The only place where you get everything studio and life. You know
Both
what I'm
of them.
saying? You may not have ever been in a studio, but I guarantee you've experienced life. That's great. Y'all sound good. Hey, good. Yeah, you like that, right? You like that, right?
What they say? Unison?
Unison.
Lock it up.
Hey, yo, so today we got a very, very special treat for you all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Today we are here with Keisha from Design for Momentum. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So make some noise. Round of applause. Round of applause.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
go,
it's funny. So you told me we were coming up here to talk to you, right? And I didn't. He was like Keisha, and I was like,
First of all, there's 1,000 Keisha.
who is Keisha? And then I was like, then I got here and I was like, oh, Keisha.
That's low key disrespectful.
No, it's
though.
not.
Who's,
It's not.
Who's Keisha?
But wait a minute, you didn't let me segue. I was gonna segue. So the first time I met Keisha was at New Beginnings.
Yeah.
For,
Shout out New Beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
go way back, actually.
Yeah, way back. And
Wow.
I'm
That's
saying,
what I told him, and he's like, yo, I don't know who Keisha is. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you.
You know.
You know who
You know.
Keisha is, bro.
I
You
had
know.
no
It's
idea.
no way you
I
don't know.
don't.
Yeah. And I got here and I was like, oh, no, from Youth Nights.
Come on,
you
man.
Saturday.
Come on now. Come on. You know what's going on.
You said it.
Saturday. Yeah.
So let's start. You know what I'm saying, how we usually do. How's everybody feeling today? You know what I'm saying. We'll start with you, Guru, and then we'll kind of go around. You know,
Man,
what
I'm
saying?
great, man. You know,
good?
I woke up this morning.
Amen. Hallelujah.
You feel
Thank
me?
you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
Shata. But no, woke up, man. It's good. It's been a good day. We drove up here.
Yeah.
It was a cool ride. I slept most of the time.
Sure did.
Thought I died in my sleep, but I came back.
Wait.
Hey, God's not finished. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, same old media in the building. How you doing, man? Say something to the people.
Good, man. We working.
Yes, sir.
Good mood. We working. So.
You already.
Okay.
You know we on tour this time, guys. We lit over here.
He said we really on tour. Huh?
Yeah.
We really on tour now.
How you doing, man?
Had to
Hollywood,
put
how you
MK on
doing?
tour. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? We got a super fire guest with us today. You know what I'm saying?
Very fire.
Really, in a moment here, I'm gonna let her kind of take the floor. Well, I'm gonna ask her how she's doing first. Then I'm gonna let her kind of take the floor and let you guys know what she does, how she does it, and why she is Designed for Momentum. You feel me? That was good,
That
right?
was
That was
nice.
Good, right? Come on. Hey, I'm getting good. Okay, it's all right.
Getting polished, brother. Getting polished.
So Keisha, how you doing today?
I'm excited. You know what? I can appreciate the energy y'all came in with. Everybody was
course.
kind. I really liked when I asked if anyone wanted snacks. I had one person that was like, "No, I actually want an oatmeal cookie." So that was, I felt
Better than 5.
I felt the family vibes.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really excited. I think what y'all's personality and energy is contagious,
Oh, thank you.
and
Appreciate
I love
that.
it.
We
It's
try.
trying to figure out how I jump in and jump out.
Oh
but
man, this double
I
dutch
love
over
it.
here.
Yeah.
You jump in whenever you
I
see
wasn't
fit,
that great
you know
at
what I'm
double
saying?
dutch. I was the
Okay.
one rope.
The one rope. We cool. We can rock with the one rope. We can rock with it.
Yeah, you know,
This where you jump in right here, right?
struggle with timing. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Y'all are silly.
You was hitting it too.
I was. You
He
feel
was
me?
about to start singing one of them jump rope songs. He was in it.
Bubble gum
In a dish.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. So Keisha, we're gonna let you kind of take the floor.
Yeah.
Just kind of explain to the people what you do,
Yeah.
how you do it, and kind of the things you got going on right now.
Yeah, so let me first off start by saying that I'm a believer. So
Oh,
everything
amen.
I do is funneled through that lens.
Yeah.
And so about 2 months ago, God had shifted my focus in what I do. So as a background, I come up in technology. So I'm all about data. I'm all about integration. I'm all about automation.
Okay.
And so the type of consulting that I did before was strictly how can you take your processes and streamline them, automate them.
Yeah.
But now the Lord was like, hey, I want you to do biblically based strategies, which was challenging. Right?
Ooh.
Because
You about to get into a whole nother bag.
I'm not gonna
like
get.
this.
Yeah,
Go crazy.
yes.
For real.
So, with the lens of biblically based strategies, I focus on building foundations and frameworks for people to run their business.
That's beautiful.
Most people that start their businesses don't know how to run the operations of business. They may know how to do the. They're good at their specific skill set.
Right.
But they're not good at everything else needed to support that skill set. Right? A lot of that is
a lot of people. That's a lot of people, actually.
Everybody.
I'm about to say what's crazy is because that, to me, reminds me of artists in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody might be a good rapper.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But not everybody has the ability to put the backing behind that
Yep.
so that all
To be
your
a good
business is
artist.
in line to be a great artist. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
you got a wide range of where you could take this. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, continue. Go ahead.
So,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I was
cut you
gonna
off.
say this. I in my time with the Lord, the word that's been permeating is foundations.
Okay.
Right.
Gotta have.
And so everybody knows.
feet.
Everybody knows the story about, hey, if you build your house on sand, it's not gonna stand.
Sing.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go
Build
ahead.
your
She
house.
about to preach. She about to preach.
Yeah.
I should have brought my keyboard. Go ahead.
I'm finna give her an offer.
But we want to get somewhere, but we have nowhere to get there on, right? So
Yeah.
I focus on teaching the skill sets. Like, can you send a professional email? That sounds basic.
No, that is not
No.
basic at all. Trust me.
But there's
I've seen a lot
there's
of
some
emails.
basic things like, hey, if somebody wants to work with me, what does that process look like?
Right.
What do I send them? What do I get from them? How do they pay me? Right? But then we get deeper into strategically thinking through your business as not just someone who has a skill set, but as a business owner and the CEO of your business. Just because you want to be a CEO doesn't mean you'll operate like a CEO.
Talk about it.
Right?
Talk about it.
Executive-
Being a CEO is hard.
Yes.
Being a CEO is hard. A lot more come with it than just the idea of, yo, I got this idea. Can y'all do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nah, it's structure. It's
Yeah,
structure. So,
it's structure and it's strategy.
right.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh.
Thinking through. Let me tell you.
SS.
I'm gonna get on my
Go ahead. I'm
soapbox.
about to
Yeah,
say,
go
yeah,
ahead.
you got it. This is your show. This
So-
is
Yeah.
your show.
So how do I know that God is a CEO? Right?
How?
Hold on, because she about to
Y'all
drop a
Yeah.
bomb.
Let me know.
She about to drop a bomb. Go ahead. Go
Y'all
for it.
ready?
Yeah.
So I've been studying Genesis 1, and I said, God, show me where you have an appreciation. Show me where you have an appreciation for business processes, vision, and strategy. Right? You guys know the story of Noah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
God told him to build a boat.
Yep.
Ain't nobody ever seen a boat.
Yep.
God told him to be a zoologist. Didn't nobody know nothing about animals.
It's
Right?
crazy because we just talked about Noah. Art last
Literally.
week.
Really?
Like, yeah, we
Literally.
were just saying like, yo, everybody gonna think you crazy
Until
until
it
the flood
happens.
come.
I'm about to blow your mind.
Please.
Hello.
In Genesis 1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth.
Yep.
Later on, he creates light. He splits light from darkness. So right here, we're already talking about strategy. He's created something.
The only place you could get everything, studio and life. She
Both of 'em.
She about to crack all y'all heads wide open. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So he
go
creates
ahead.
light. He separates it from dark. And then there's water that's covering the face of the earth. And he creates a vault, which is the sky. And he separates the waters. And he puts some water in the sky.
Yep.
And he puts some water down on earth.
God.
Hello.
He plans. This is strategic thinking. He plans for Noah generations before Noah shows up. There's all this water stored in the sky. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah,
I
that's
was like,
really wild.
what?
Yo, you blowing my mind right now.
Yeah,
Hold
no.
on. I just
I'll
need
slow
to-
down.
yeah, you feel
No,
me?
you-
I just like.
it's just the perspective of that. Because like you always you look at that story as like, okay, well he created this and that, but you don't think of it as a strategic thing. Yeah,
that's how I know you good at what you do. Cause I done heard this story
1,000 times
my whole life, but never even thought to equate the two.
Yeah.
So God is the CEO. Continue.
So I'm going to take a step back because I'm going to affirm you guys in what you do. Okay. Psalms 139, listen, talks about he knows my rising and my laying down. Later on, it talks about, and you guys have heard the scripture all the time, and you knit me in my mother's womb. Right? Which means he specifically put together people when they came into the earth. So the credit you're giving me for understanding who God is simply him giving me a specific gift that seems amazing to you, but that's the same thing people perceive from you when you operate in how you've been created.
Good God.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Isn't that amazing?
Drop a bomb.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Really
That's incredible.
We literally just last week we were talking about walking in your purpose and kind of what happens when you align with walking in your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like once we.
Yeah,
you're right.
You see how I took that studio language?
Okay, she going crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like when you align with that purpose, everything just seems to the people come.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The support comes. I mean, they say you always get provision for the vision. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to get left out there on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you out there and you stepping in purpose come. You know what I'm saying? That's you going crazy. You going to continue. I like this. I'm about to sit here and listen to you talk.
When I consult with people, I pray about going into the conversation because I know who gives me the ability to problem solve that way.
Right.
Yeah. This is not because I was smart and I saw that guy stored water in the sky for Noah because I done heard that since birth.
Right.
Right. But somehow we all skipped over the fact that when he split first of all, the fact that he split the waters.
Yeah.
And then he stored it up and it was like, man, this dude's strategic thinking.
He everything was right in line with his plans.
Out.
That's crazy.
So
That's
I
crazy.
run my business with God as the CEO first.
That's amazing.
His sovereignty starts as the first way I conduct business, and then from there I move from that place.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's I'm always amazed when I go into conversations and I have what that person needs, but then there's the discipline of me diligently learning my craft.
Of course.
Because then my skill set becomes the resources that I pull from and I can leverage to actually do my job. So maybe I spend time in the studio, not because I don't know all the things, but because there's a refining that happens as I'm in the studio, and there's things you can see that other people can't see when you put the hours in that other people aren't putting in.
You need a mic in front of your face all the time. What's happening here?
I actually have a question.
Oh,
yes.
About
about
God being your CEO. You know what I'm saying? So did you try without God being your CEO first?
Oh,
let's
talk. I want to hear about that.
So there's a way that God orders our let me take a step back.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
We all see through things unclear anyway. We only know in part, right? So he's gracious anyway from birth till now, because even when we feel like we know the most, we still don't see everything.
We still
right? And so
something.
there's the grace.
Absolutely.
There's the what if I don't know my purpose? No, God, you are still the earth is his footstool. You're still good. It's fine. He still has it. But as you continue to walk in purpose, you get more in sync with what you're supposed to be doing. Exactly. And then you end up partnering with him rather than asking for a bailout.
Right.
Because you missed it sometimes. Yeah. And we're going to miss it. But you don't have to miss it all the time. You can be in partnership, right?
And that's go ahead.
Going to your question, last year, and this is a plug to Leah, who's a disruptive transformation coach.
Okay, now. The
LeahNicoleWiggs.com.
Shout out.
Last year, I started slowing my business down. I was like, I just didn't want to spend time on something that I wouldn't I didn't need to spend time on. I'm like, I ain't got no time to be doing something that in 6 months it's not going to be a thing,
nothing.
right?
Trust,
So
yeah.
I slowed all the way down, but I also kept seeing the things that I wanted to solve that was tied to business. So I'm like, okay, I'm stuck. So I asked the question. I was like, how do I know what my purpose is, right? I'm not going to give her juice.
Ask that question one more time. Ask that question, and
How
then just
do
sit
I
on
know?
it. Just sit on it. Go ahead.
How do I know what my purpose is?
This is a question that I know a lot of y'all ask. I know.
Yeah. A lot of y'all don't
she
know.
About to give you she about to give you the keys to success right here, right now. Go ahead. Go for it. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to answer the question. I'm going to bring Leah on. I'm going to let Leah.
Hello?
No. This is her bag, though.
Oh,
this
say
is
that.
her
Well,
bag.
okay.
Well, shout out
But I
Leah.
would-
Whenever,
Shout out Leah.
when we get Leah here, you feel me?
She's gonna come.
She'll give y'all the answer. So that means you gotta stay.
But I will tell you what happened when I uncovered my purpose.
Oh, let's hear it.
Right? One, I believe purpose evolves, meaning what you do in a season can change.
What did you say? Okay, I ain't hear you.
But your identity is always the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a daughter of the King. And as a part of that, I've been given gifts to live out to bring his kingdom come, right?
Yeah.
On heaven as it is in
earth. Oh, yeah. I mean,
on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So whatever is needed through what he's given me to make that happen is what I need to do. And for this season, he's given me a husband.
Yeah.
He's given me my business.
Yeah.
He's given me my sister, my mom. So all these things are part of my identity. And therefore, whether I'm doing business strategy or whether I'm nursing a child doesn't change who I am.
are.
Yeah.
Right? So purpose comes from a place of identity. When I know who I am, then
Your purpose. You walking in your
I
purpose.
walk into whatever it is, and there's a harmony between what I do because
Yeah.
I can grind at the job and also grind as a wife.
Yep.
And also grind as a friend.
Yep.
And also
Yep.
it's all part
It's all part of who you are. It's all part of
Yeah.
what's been instilled in you from the very beginning.
Yeah, because you can't have purpose without identity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the
Otherwise,
answer-
you running around aimless.
Yeah,
you running around
you're
aimless.
just doing whatever.
Man, I
Because you
think
think
I
that's
think
what-
I
yep.
can do this, or I think I can do this. And we talk about it. Yo, the cool thing about humans is we learn, and
Yeah.
we're able to adapt.
Yeah.
So if I want to learn to do something, I have the ability to go learn to do something. Doesn't mean that that's my purpose,
Facts.
or that's who I am.
Right.
It just means you got the capability to
Doing
go
it.
and learn to do something. But you step into that. Yo, this is who I am. I believe this to be who I am.
Right.
And that purpose matches with it. It's like, we say it all the time. Yo, the God gonna meet you 50% of the way.
Right.
He gonna do everything he got to do to keep you where you got to be at. And if you do everything you're supposed to do to be where you're supposed to be at,
You gonna be
But
good.
people don't want responsibility
talk
for
about it.
relationship. I did this. Let me take a step back.
Yeah, that's
Hello.
What is your purpose? What is your
You're-
purpose?
Yeah.
How do you figure out what your purpose is? Figure out who you are first,
Absolutely.
and those things will come because you can
Absolutely.
have more than one purpose
purpose
played out.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I did I recently was in Jamaica for a mission trip, like literally last week.
And
or the week before
then you
that.
say you about to go
Go to Mexico,
Okay, so
and then I'll be in Dubai in December.
Dubai?
In December.
Okay, now. Okay.
Dubai.
Also, yeah, you out here moving around.
I'm
Out here moving
saying.
around. Don't be out there giving everybody the sauce now.
I'm
Come on
saying.
now. Okay, all right.
God is good.
yeah.
Nah, he really is.
He's great.
He really is.
What
He
was I
really is.
saying? It's gone now. I got excited.
We were talking
Yeah, I got
about
excited
not
too.
having you gotta have identity to have purpose.
Yep.
Yes, you have to have
purpose
identity
to have
to have
identity.
purpose. I think.
One,
Oh.
It's back. We back?
No.
Oh no! It's back. So I had asked God a question recently.
Yeah.
And he's been very like, do it my way.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
can't do biblical business strategy one day and then default to what everybody else is doing the next day. So
that's
there
good.
is a timing and a dedication I have to put into doing it his way. So when somebody comes to me and says, Keisha, I'm gonna blow y'all mind with this. I need help with automation. The framework in which I teach people automation and build automation has to be God's way. So then the question is, where in scripture do we see
Yeah.
you see your
automation?
Yes.
Hello?
Are y'all ready for this?
Man, go ahead.
Give it to me.
I'm
Give
gonna
it
stay
to
in
me.
Genesis 1.
And she's a pastor, y'all. I don't know if
I'm
you know.
not.
Not yet.
I am
See, I'm
not.
Not yet.
I'm not.
Whatever.
I'm not.
Whatever.
This is what it looks like as a believer to study. right?
Okay, yeah.
Rightly
Yeah.
divide the word.
Pastor
You
study
just
too.
learn how to. That studio is in the Bible.
Of
I dare
course,
you to go
yeah.
look it up.
I'm sure it
bet
is.
you you'll
I'm
find
sure
the
it is.
mechanics. Automation.
I might need you to give me that one day.
Yeah.
The next
I
one,
got
we
you.
gonna,
I got you.
Yeah, we're gonna need that. next time.
Automation. Where do we see automation in Scripture? Genesis 1. God creates day 1, light and dark. He called that the first day and puts it on repeat. Moves to day 2, creates something different. Day 1 is still on repeat. Is that not automation?
That's automation. That's the first thing. That's 100% automation.
You
That's
can't
incredible.
tell me technology is not in the Bible.
Wow.
Business strategy is not in the Bible.
Wow.
Does
That's
God? So
fire.
then there's the other question.
Perspective, yeah.
Does God care about your business?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
How do you know?
Well, the way that I would say I know is that he gave me the vision for my business. You know what I'm saying? I feel like anything that you ever see me doing came from a vision of something that wasn't there.
Yes.
So like anything to me is a vision that isn't here. So if I see it, but it ain't here, it's a
Yeah.
vision to me. And if I can go and make it,
That's good,
play it
Hakeem.
out, you know what I'm saying? If I can go and play it out, then I'm like, yo, it's the God in me. So the only way I'm getting visions is through him.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get you in the studio. Yeah, all right.
Not at all. I'm gonna tight.
Yeah, all right. So I got a couple questions for you
Yes.
too. I'm gonna kind of take it back a little bit. All right. So the name of your company.
Design for momentum.
Okay, now where does that come from?
So the design for is respect to my mom because she's designed to win.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
So I wanted to pay homage. Is that the
Yeah,
word?
yeah,
Homage
yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
So I instead of designed to win, I was designed for something.
yeah,
Right?
that's hard.
Yeah.
And
That's hard.
momentum, when we think about momentum, think about a snowball. Once it starts going,
Gradually
it gets
Come on,
bigger
man.
and bigger.
Until
Come
it
on,
just
man.
run over whatever they're from.
Yep.
So what
Come
I
on.
help do with people is give their ideas legs so that they can
Yeah, they
build
can pick
the
up
momentum.
The momentum.
There you
Yeah.
go. Designed for momentum.
Hello, she's a beast. She's a beast.
God
I don't
is a
know.
beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did
Absolutely.
you do before you did design by momentum?
Design for momentum. So design for
for
momentum.
momentum. I'm sorry.
Used to be
Yeah,
called Be Led Solutions. Build, lead, educate, and develop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
that's fine.
I just came up with it. You know how business ideas.
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Oh,
You
I'm
just sitting
gonna do
around and
this.
you're like, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. That's
So I went to school for accounting.
okay.
Hated it.
Yeah, that's. I'm not
You know,
good at math. I actually
numbers
failed out of
all
school,
day is
so,
not it.
I mean, it's
Barely made it through college.
Yeah, I didn't make it through college.
It doesn't matter.
1 year.
Barely made it for your journey. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you're right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Of course. The
came out of
vision.
college,
The
got a
college wasn't in the
job
vision.
as a teller.
He told me not to do it. He said, "Get out, nigga." This is not for you.
Boom.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is not for
Graduated.
you.
Graduated as it came out. As
Became a teller.
Right. Okay.
Was in that for maybe 3 months,
Uh-huh.
and then I had a conversation with somebody at our church.
Okay.
Just talking to them about what they did. They were like, "I can get you a full-time job at the city of Wilmington."
Yeah. Turn me up.
Went straight into IT. Been in IT since.
IT
Wow.
is
Technology, information technology. So
Okay.
I've been a systems
That's what that
integration specialist. Yeah, information technology
know
is
what
what
that
IT
meant. I
means.
just-
IT.
I just got the technology part every time.
Yeah,
Be like,
yeah.
y'all work in IT. Oh, so you work with computers.
Yeah.
That's one thing I got from it.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
sorta.
yeah.
No, break down IT because I don't.
Okay,
I don't
so
want to be wrong.
I don't wanna skip-
information
yeah.
technology is the equivalent of somebody saying, "I'm in music." You could do 1,000
Okay.
things under the
Yeah,
umbrella.
yeah.
You see me, I was
Like,
like, well,
I mean, I'm
what
trying
does
to-
that mean? Because like,
I'm trying to correlate
you
it.
could play in
It could
church
be
or
anything.
like you
It could be anything. So it's just a blanket umbrella. Even if I say, "Hey, I'm in security,"
right.
it could be cyber security, it could be network security,
right,
it could
right.
be. There's so many
I get what
umbrellas.
you're saying.
world
Like
is
saying
crazy.
I'm in music, but like I produce or like
Yeah.
I play.
I'm an engineer, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or-
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
I get
So when I went into IT, I specifically went into project management plus systems configuration, meaning I was the person that would work with the business partners in the other departments. They would communicate what they needed to happen from a technology perspective. I would collect I would collect
Yeah.
requirements,
Phone
and then
down.
I would figure out what tool worked best for them,
Uh-huh.
and then either implement it or work with whoever knew how to.
And then set it up for them. So, so if I'm like, yo, I'm trying to figure out how I can record through this system,
Yes.
but I don't know how to use this system.
Yes.
Your job is to figure out the system and
Yes.
how to
It's
get
to
it
find the
happen.
best system if that's what you needed, and then learn it and teach it to you. And if I don't know it, I might say, hey, I got a dude named
Don't
Hakeem
know how
who's
to-
versed in this. So I either learn it, teach it, or connect you to the people who do it. But I do take you to the next step. And that's where the momentum comes. Either I roll you down the hill quite a bit, or I just get you starting and started and hand you off.
I create your snowball and
That's such a good
Yeah.
name. That's such a good name. Such a
Isn't
good
it?
business name. No, that's really good.
Y'all-
Really good.
And
Get that
D4M
dough.
is the
Get
short
that
'cause
dough.
people-
Get that
D4M?
dough.
Ooh,
Go ahead,
I like
get that.
that.
dough.
Hey.
Get that dough.
I like
D4M.
that.
So what are some of the businesses that you help with your momentum?
So I work with nonprofits, so
Okay, now.
organizations either starting up or have been around for a while.
Yeah.
I work with coaches. I work with service-based businesses, so like a cleaning business. I've worked with someone who
Lashes,
does
nails,
alarm
and stuff
sound.
like
You ever work with a
people who do
handyman business?
beauty.
Yeah.
I've worked with not just businesses, but professionals working within businesses.
Yeah.
So their business doesn't come to me, but the professional needs a skill set. And they're like, Keisha, I need to learn how to build a website, or I need to learn how to use Google Docs, or I need to learn how to organize.
So it's really everything. Like
Yeah.
really anything that they might not know how to do. They can come to you and be like, yo, I need this for my business.
Yeah.
From a leveraging technology to enable them to do their job.
Right. It's like your connection piece.
Yes.
For like, because so many businesses are able to do like the work and do or offer a service, but don't know how to get to a point where they can market their work or have a system in place to where they can keep all their books in
Where
line
someone
and
can
stuff
come
like that.
and book with me,
Right.
And
Right.
I'm not missing it on my calendar because I don't have the proper system in place.
So the
to
question
be
is,
able
what
to-
is my core skill that allows me to
There you
do
go.
that?
Look, you asking
Listen,
you
I'm
asking the
saying,
question.
bro,
I'm supposed to go-
What you need us for?
The core skill, because I see you over there thinking, the core skill is processes. When you understand how the basics of processes work, you can figure out just about anything or enough of it to get people to the right person to do
Yeah.
the process.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's
It's like you're the middleman, but like the middle woman.
Yeah. So you guys are you guys are the same though. There are
Yeah.
some aspects of studio productions.
Uh-huh.
There's a core skill you all have,
Right.
and although some of you, or not even, although all of you might be able to do all of the things, there's something that you niche in that really is your
Bread and
your
butter.
bread
Yeah,
and butter.
absolutely.
Your
And so
lane.
from
Absolutely.
there, there's a lot of things you'll do for people that you don't, it's not your preferred thing, but
Right,
it just
but
comes
it
with
just
the
comes
skill
with-
set.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's like being in the studio. I'm in the studio and I'm listening to these people rap or sing or do whatever, and then they're asking me questions based on the music or
Yeah.
based on now we not only are we talking to you about the music, but now I'm like, yo, well, the reason why you're having a hard time is
It's 'cause
because
this was-
you the feeling of it, and if you really feel like this, maybe you should take the time. I'm like, man, I feel like a full blown therapist in here right
right.
now because you can't figure
This
out
is
these
not
two
my job.
lines. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to give you some juice.
Okay,
I don't know
okay,
why.
I like
I don't
that.
use
Soft.
juice in my right. When y'all came in, juice became part of it. I don't know why.
Juice. You have.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You know what
But
I'm
also,
saying?
everybody loves juice. Like, who
I
doesn't
love
like
juice.
juice?
I love you. I actually. Yeah.
Here's the strategic juice.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Not the movie.
When you work with clients and you're trying to help them understand something, off the cuff, help them because it'll come to you, right?
Yeah.
Like in the moment, you don't know how you know certain things in the order they come in, but
Yep.
it just you just know it, and so you teach it in the
Yep.
moment.
Absolutely.
Flow state.
Absolutely.
After you have that conversation that day, document what you talked about. It doesn't have to be pretty, but come up with a framework that you can. I'm gonna teach you a word.
Yeah. Okay. Teach me. Teach me. Teach
Two
the
words.
audience.
Two
like
words.
word.
Scalability and
Okay.
fungibility.
Fungibility.
Scalability means the solution that I create, whether I'm serving one person or I'm serving 1,000 persons, still works.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
scale.
Say that one more time.
Scalability.
Put the one in the back. This for the person in the back.
Scalability is providing a solution that whether I'm working with one person or 1,000 people, it still works.
Yeah.
So a lot of reasons why
scale.
businesses
That makes
can't grow.
sense.
I'm coming back to the framework, creating the framework. A lot of the reasons why business have trouble growing is the processes they put in place aren't scalable processes.
Because they might not see it down the line that far.
Yeah,
Or just never thought about it when they were creating it. They
They
threw
just thought it was
something
gonna be
in.
something for
Right.
just absolutely. And we do see that a lot. Like even with artists, it's crazy.
Yeah, I got
Studio
music for
and
this
life, you know what I'm
this
saying?
crowd, but I
Yeah.
don't see it on a grand stage where I'm in front of 1,000 or 100,000 people.
So they operate
until-
limited because they can't see
it.
Yep.
the scalability
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then
and
the
then that's when the people that can see it, that can scale it, come in and they're like, "Oh yeah, come on, we got you. We're gonna take it's cool. You don't know how to make it here, but we'll make it here.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep you in the dark though, so
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You good?
We're gonna take a quick break. We'll get right back to you.
Quick
You
little
feel me?
5
Just like
Go
that.
there,
It
son.
ain't nothing like that. Yeah, we'll be right back. And we're back. You know what I'm
Back
saying?
and better.
Welcome back to the Studio Life Show. I want to call this is a Studio Life business exclusive. That is like you.
We ought to make it pay for this one.
Yeah, honestly,
We ought to make a paper
honestly, you know what I'm
Studio
saying?
strategies.
Hey, hey,
SSL.
hey.
Studio strategies in life.
Yeah, understandable. I got you.
SSL.
I got you. Yeah, SSL.
That's actually- that's kinda fire.
That's what I'm saying, 'cause
SSL.
it's a SSL.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
come
saying?
on.
What about cooking strategies in the studio?
Cooking strategy. Cooking.
Like,
CSIS?
Oh.
that sound like NCIS.
Yeah.
I like
Hey, but that'll get clicks though,
How about-
because
yeah.
for all the illiterate people, they'll just be like, "Oh, that's NCIS, ain't it?"
You be dyslexic. You be dyslexic people.
Illiterate.
Right.
They can't read either. If you dyslexic, never mind. You can't read.
Oh man, yo, so we're here with
backwards.
Keisha from D4M. That's right, D4M, D4M. Yeah, that's hard because it sounds like I'm saying that design for momentum. Like,
D4M.
I say D4M. Yeah, D4M. You got some hand signs or something? You throw-
I literally was
No.
thinking about that.
D4M.
But I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it smooth enough. So I was like, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think
next
about it
time, I'm gonna have it.
I literally was like, sign language. What would I do?
What would I give him? What would I give him?
But y'all gonna make me get a sweatshirt.
Why? Oh, you mean
I
D4M
want
on the
some type
sweatshirt?
of dope sweatshirt.
Yeah, do it. What merch is honestly like there are more artists living off of their merch
Yeah.
than there are artists living off of their music, right? Because
Especially if you're independent.
people aren't. We just talked about this last week where people were in 2005. They said the average person was spending like $43,000 on music, period, in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So that's between going to concerts, listening to music, buying CDs, vinyls, and all that.
And that's just the average person.
That's just the average person. They said a music enthusiast spends double that, in their lifetime. Not so much anymore with streaming and all that now.
But it's just true.
You get music for free. So that's how people are making their living off of their merch.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they might sell you the album with a T-shirt. The album you could go stream for $9.99 a month on Apple Music, but if I sell you this shirt for $25, $30, that's gonna roll over, and nobody's touching my merch
Yeah.
money except for me,
Right.
Yeah.
And the merch guy. I just gotta re-up, send them back the bread. So definitely merch. D4M, it would go hard.
Yeah.
It
So
would
hard.
go hard. And
I'd
honestly,
wear-
you could do the snowball thing too. That
Yeah.
would be hard too if it was like D4M and then like a snowball that was like down
Into
at
an
the
explosion.
bottom.
Come on, Juice WRLD.
Yo, my bad.
Yeah.
Don't y'all make that
You
sweatshirt.
giving out IP, cuz.
Y'all make that shirt.
You giving out IP.
This is Patreon
Yeah, my bad. You right.
only.
Yeah.
My boy.
Subscribe to
Yo,
Patreon.
my bad.
Oh, probably shouldn't say that.
Oh man.
That's
Yikes.
cooking strategy.
Don't worry. We always saying something questionable on here.
We do. We always
Especially
say something
me.
crazy. Yeah.
I'll say something crazy real quick. I'm keeping it Matt Bay.
I was about to say, yeah, we good today.
This is a good
We
episode.
today because y'all here.
Yeah, I'm being good.
Yeah,
I'm being
we
good.
today. You know what I'm saying? I'm honestly, I'm trying to stop sweating. It's kind of going
You
crazy.
wanna- you
I
want
hope y'all.
something?
No. I think I'm. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's okay. We'll get to it. You don't got to get up. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I got a couple questions for you. I'ma just.
See?
Can you?
See?
nobody's
The thing
used-
about being a man. You know what I'm
You guys
saying?
They don't
edit
care
this
about
out,
us.
right?
You said edit what out?
what I'm about to say?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, are you about to say something
There's,
crazy?
No.
Oh.
There's a hand. My hand towel is like freshly washed. If you grab that out of the bathroom, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm not editing that out. They about to hear all of that. Yeah. I be sweating because it's hot. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I do got some questions for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think we'll probably ping pong.
Yeah, we'll ping
questions
pong
back and forth.
Yeah.
Let's because you answered a couple of them already for me. So, okay, what issues have you run into while trying to not only set up your business but continue to work in your business? You know
Have
what I'm saying?
momentum.
Yeah. Ooh.
Continue
Yeah,
to
I
have
know. I
momentum.
love how she take notes too. We about to. She's setting the precedent for all of y'all that come on the show now. You better have a notebook. You know,
At least a notebook.
But yeah. So what kind of issues did you run into while not only starting but continuing to work in your field?
So I think the first thing at the beginning was figuring out what my niche was. I think when you don't know what it is that you're specifically serving people, you can be all over the place, and every idea feels like a good idea.
Yep.
Right.
Been there.
And part of success, I believe, is we talked about like staying in the pocket.
Yep.
And when you got 15, nobody likes a pair of jeans with more than a sufficient amount of pockets, right? Like, because I do like clothes with a lot of pockets. So I had to say sufficient amount
I
of
understand.
pockets.
It's like, bro, you got a zipper on your kneecap.
And sometimes you have to dibble and dabble in a lot of different areas to be like, no, I don't want that. I want this. So that was one of the things. There was a couple of things. Another one was being confident.
Yeah.
That what I provided was not even just unique, but that there was an audience specifically for me. And what I tell my clients now is you don't have to be an expert of your peers or people who know what you know. You are the expert for people who don't know what you know. And so find those people.
Find those people. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because we compete with other people and there's enough. There's
Competition
enough
out
for
here.
everybody.
Yeah,
There's really
for
enough for
everybody.
everybody.
Absolutely.
100%.
And that's the same thing we say about artists and music. Like, yo, you're not really competing with Drake and Kendrick and like, no, you go find the people that like your music and your sound, and that's who you give it to, and in that will build and create something for yourself. Yeah, that's good.
What's the most gratifying part of your business? I know, like for me, I get the most gratification whenever like I complete a project for a client, and they're like, "Oh, I love this! Like, thank you so much for doing it! Like, in a good time and all that. Like, the experience was great. Like, what's the most gratifying part for you?"
I think there are two parts. I think the immediate gratifying part is to see people get it. When they identify that they need it, like, and then they're able to specifically get it and run with it.
Yeah,
because I don't like to get it and no execution.
The momentum. It's the momentum.
But when
of
they
it,
get it and they're like, okay, bet I'll be back next week after I do this part. That's great.
And then they come back and they're like, yo, hey,
what's
you
next?
was right. Yeah, like, you
I
was
have
right.
a
What's
client
next?
right now that shall not be named until they come up here and blow your mind.
Absolutely, yeah.
But this client always does their homework in this person is just really good with like taking what you give them and just turning it
and running with it.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
So that's an example. But then the other part is like when you operate in identity and purpose, just knowing that you have everything you need. There are times where I have to stop my day because I believe in rest and balance. And I have stuff that's critical the next day.
It's important.
Because I'm tethered to him, I know he's going to... There are times, y'all, where I know I'm not prepared. And then I just don't have enough time to get to it. And then the next day, either somebody cancels on me, which works out for me because I didn't have the time.
Yeah, it's like when your friends cancel when you go out or something like that. You're like, I want to go nowhere.
Perfect. Great.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Or there are times where I feel like I'm unprepared, and my unprepared is far more prepared than they ever thought I was gonna bring. So just knowing I have everything when I'm committed, but it comes from eating daily what I do. Stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready.
Come on, man.
And when you're in your pocket, the people who don't sit in your pocket. the basic stuff, the stuff I'm talking to y'all about, I chew and eat all day, talk to people all day.
Yeah,
so for y'all,
yeah.
you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
But
You,
for
it's
me,
this
it's
is-
like,
this
what,
is come on, this is what I do.
I was going to prepare for this. And I
Yeah.
was like, no, you've
You
been
already. This is what you've been prepared for. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
absolutely.
that's the most gratifying part, is like finally being in a place where it's kind of like you can put me in front of anybody. Literally, I was in Durham the other day, and this guy was a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like he like got the bag.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Got it.
He
Like,
getting
and
to
he
it.
was talking. He was talking to me, and I found the gaps where I feel, and I was like, okay, what's your mission statement?
It's like,
And then
just got in that bag.
I started
Yeah.
writing it on the board so he can see what he was saying, and he was like, "Oh, this is really good." And I was like, "What?"
I'm smoking.
I'm going crazy
But I
right
was
now.
operating out of who I was.
Out of who
Yeah.
you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
sit back like
exact-
that.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Like,
that's
come on,
you
man.
know that feeling, bro.
Yeah,
That's like when for me, that's like being in the studio and I'm about to have a new artist come in, right? It's an artist, so he's from New York, you know what I'm saying? He might have a little bit of leverage in New York, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's maybe a higher level up, right? So he comes, I'm in the studio. I know I do what I do. I know when I get behind the boards, I'm gonna make it happen, right?
There's always
So
a little
it's
bit of
always
trepidation
a
where you're like,
little
man,
bit
I
of
hope
like,
I give them what they need.
Right.
But every time, bro. Even like she said, like even when I feel like I could be unprepared, had a country singer come in. Never worked with a country singer ever.
Lord,
Even-
what we gonna do?
Yeah.
I have no idea what's gonna happen, right?
Country road.
Just like that.
Take me home.
But I mean, like when you've been there and you've been kind of preparing, you got that little bit of fear, but it's like, yo, this
It
is
flows.
me. This is
Right.
me. Like this is what I do. And they get in there and they start doing what they do. You start doing what you do, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, like,
Right.
I love it."
But I think that
You're
little
killing
bit of maybe like feeling unprepared or not all the way ready for it is necessary.
It keeps you
it. Yeah,
tight.
yeah.
It
I'm about to
keeps
say,
you-
keep you on your
It keeps
heel.
you level headed.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you go into a situation where you're like I'm always good or like I'm always prepared
That
or
arrogance.
Yeah, then
That's when that one thing you didn't prepare for
hits you
right over the head.
and then that's your biggest fall. So you got to
Absolutely.
figure out how to get back to where you was.
Stay humble, man.
And then
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
time you working, you trying to figure out, dang, if I would have just,
Where did I go wrong?
if I could have just, like, nah, bro. You
And then you'll spend
stay
time
ready,
thinking
don't gotta get
you were
ready.
doing wrong on the wrong thing. Like you're
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, I could have did more of this, but it's like, no, if you would have changed your mindset, you wouldn't have had that problem.
Absolutely.
That's why we serve, not sell.
No vanity.
You serve, not sell. When you're
said no
always
vanity.
looking for the
Yeah.
need,
Yeah,
then you don't have to sell nobody because
Yeah.
you don't have to buy what I have if it's not for you.
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I serve. So when somebody comes into the studio, you're not looking for the things you don't have an expert. You are
Yeah.
looking for the things that you're used to fixing or problem
Right.
solving.
Right.
So you
Right.
serve, whether it's website, social media, music, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
everything.
When
everything
you know the
really.
need,
Yeah.
you serve
You
for
serve,
the need.
yeah, you serve for the need. That's
That's-
good. Okay, so that kind of brings me to my next question. What would you say your overall goal for your business is? So,
That's a good question.
maybe even beyond building businesses for all the people around you,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like, what is the overall goal for you that you may see right now? Not that you might not have an overall goal
Mm-hmm,
right now, but kind of what are you shooting for?
My immediate goal is to equip as many people as possible that are trying to operate in their business from a place of identity and purpose. Like, you know what you want to do.
Yeah, clap
Is
it
that
up.
a question?
Yeah,
Yeah, drop-
round of
drop a,
applause. Round of applause.
Yeah.
for that
Round
one.
of applause. Round of applause.
Sorry.
Good. Oh,
you
oh, my round of applause not going. That's what's happening.
There it is.
There we go. There we go. There we
Shall
go.
I
Round of
repeat?
applause, round of applause. Yeah, one more time. One more
Equipping
time.
people who are trying to live out and work from a place of identity and purpose through their business. So
Yeah.
I have interest in working with people who aren't sure what they want to do yet.
Right.
But my pocket is really the people who come to me and was like, I have this,
And I
need you to help me to
you
take
help
the
me.
next step.
Yeah. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. Okay.
Yeah, one of my questions is it's kind of like a different segue, but do you run into any challenges being like a young black woman doing this
you.
type of this business?
Work.
Good question.
Yeah, because like I feel like black women get looked down upon in the business realm.
Like
And
even how
you're-
you just said you had that conversation with the
millionaire.
millionaire guy,
Yeah.
right? Could you feel or did you feel any maybe slight or like a difference in how maybe somebody maybe not just him.
I get what
but
you're saying.
Yeah, maybe
look
some
at you
apprehensiveness
differently
or something like that.
before you even open your mouth.
Apprehension on me or apprehension on them? Both.
Both.
Yeah.
More so, maybe him.
Nowadays, not so much, because I think I come into the situation knowing who I am.
Right.
But you do
When
come
people
across.
can feel that. Like when you come in the room, it's like, oh no, she
knows
got
who
something.
she is. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
I will say, and being in a interracial relationship,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more exposed to authentic feelings of how maybe white people feel about black people in business.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The sense that I get from them is respect. But in a way, sometimes that can be offensive.
Yeah.
Because it's a respect from an unexpected place.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important as a black woman where I am in my career to identify if the heart posture of someone is to learn and they haven't been exposed versus prove that I'm not something.
Right.
But I did have to get over that hump of imposter syndrome for a
Yeah.
minute.
I'm
Like
about to
I
say,
don't belong here, like
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
But after I got tight with the Lord on like, okay, no, you
This
made
is
me
who I
like
am.
this.
Yeah, and this is where
then
I'm
I
supposed to be.
expected him to provide me lanes to be
Be
able to
you.
operate
Absolutely.
fully in who I am. And I do come across people, let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
In
knowing.
corporate
I'm
America, I do come across, I done had a couple of people recently where I really had to pray about, okay, God,
Not
help me
killing
to
it.
have, or not try to put them in their place. Like,
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
help
yeah.
me to see what the actual gap is
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
And this is where you learn
Get them, God.
that
That's what
when,
I learned.
but
Get 'em, God.
not get them, God. It's
God,
God,
got 'em.
are you going to use me strategically to navigate this relationship to where they get what they need?
Or you gonna get them.
Because the reality, because the reality is they're not in my way.
Ooh.
If he
Absolutely.
provided the way he did for
Absolutely.
Noah for me, ain't
Yeah.
nothing they can do. It's
The
always
flood gonna come regardless.
it's less about a heart check for me. I mean, it's less about a checking the person lately for me. It's more about a
Yeah.
heart check for me. Am I in the right position? Because my attitude and
good.
frustration
That's good.
will make me miss.
What's really there for you?
Most
Yeah.
people who are angry with you, bitter towards you, have some type of resentment or racism or whatever it is.
It's
It's
something on the
their
inside of
issue.
them.
It's
Yeah,
their issue,
absolutely.
and I can't make your issue not my issue because I can't help you. But also,
Right.
we not meant to save everybody.
Talk about it.
I
can't
have
talk
a
about it.
land
Can't-
that I'm supposed to possess,
Yeah.
and sometimes they living in a land that's not my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about it.
You
talk
know?
about it. Okay. I like that.
So-
Okay. So kind of going off that, a question I have is, what do your bad days in business look like? So like, I don't even know if I could really explain it, but if
I got
were,
you.
Yeah, if you were just like, yo, I didn't have the greatest day. What does that look like for you?
I think health wise, having the energy for a day.
Yeah.
Like my biggest thing lately is like I gotta stop work at some time. Like Saturdays are my Sabbath day, so a
Right.
bad day for me, a business day, is a day where I didn't prepare me physically to handle the weight of the day.
Yeah.
And what happens when I'm not prepared for the day, then I start dropping the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Or I didn't get bags I was supposed to get that day because so I got it. So certain
just talked about it. We
things,
just talked about it.
certain days I got. Now there's some days you gonna stay up and you gotta grind, but that
Yeah.
can't be the
Every day.
normal.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I gotta stop. Like today was a good day. It was a hard day, but tomorrow I'm not going to probably do nothing until later on in the afternoon.
Right.
So I got to stop, rest. That's usually where it is. But the other part is not racing with other people, because racing with other people will cause me to have a bad business day because I'm focused on competing and
Running the
not
wrong
doing
race.
what I'm supposed to.
Supposed to do. Yeah.
You're in the wrong
yeah.
race.
What I'm
Race
supposed to
everybody
do.
else.
Yeah, absolutely. We say it all. I mean, we say it all the time. Like you got to be the better version of yourself every day.
Yeah.
The only person you in competition with is yourself.
Is you.
Because everybody's uniquely built and designed to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm doing what you're supposed to be doing, thinking, yo, okay, if I just run next to him and keep it going, then as long as I'm beating him, I'm good. But in reality, I might think I'm beating him, but I'm really beating myself, and you beating me on top of that.
Everybody's purpose is different, and you gotta find your identity to know your purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I guess on the flip side of that, what are your great days in business look like?
When I'm serving everybody what they need, and
Yeah.
I'm able to also be forward thinking about what I want to put out.
Yeah.
So that's where I am in my business now, where it's like I'm so busy serving my clients that I have to start. I'm going to start this. Somebody gave me this idea. I'm going to give them credit when they come on. I'm going to tell you who
Of
that
course.
was.
All right, cool.
But Mastermind Mondays,
Fire.
where you set a time, and I'm going to do office hours for my clients where we're just going to sit on a Zoom together, no talking for a period of time and talking for a collaborative, but office hours where there's that thing you got to get knocked out. And that could be, I'm brainstorming. If y'all not brainstorming for 2023, y'all need to have a full calendar for 2023.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
it's a time set aside to think about the business and what needs to be refined in the business, because y'all are going to get to the point where you're serving people and you forget to serve yourself.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
you got to set that time aside. So that's when I'm my best, is when I've created time to not just serve other people, but I can do what I need to do for my stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is being on the podcast with y'all is part of that. It's me investing in myself.
Yeah.
To do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
How
That's
did you
beautiful.
not give up? Because I feel like there's a lot of businesses that get started that people give up on just throughout the starting process. Like there's something, they have a bad business day or they have a bad few months and they just quit because they don't see anything further than what they've done.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it goes back to identity and purpose.
Yeah, come on.
But
Nah, you
before
not
I
sound
was
like it.
clear,
That's
I
cool.
was clear on my identity and purpose, it's your environment. It's the people. I'm surrounded by people that just, like my mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Gonna
Tammy
go get it.
Win,
Yes,
Stiletto
ma'am.
Strength,
Tammy, turn me
Design
up.
to Win,
Yeah,
Interior
come on now.
Design,
Yes, sir.
Executive Operations.
Yeah, for sure.
But I live and have relationship with people who don't quit. Shout out to Pastor Campbell, New Beginning.
You already?
Big shout out.
Hold on. I got a bomb.
I ain't
for you.
never
Got a
met
bomb
nobody.
Drop a bone.
Yeah.
Uncle
Go ahead.
Rob. He's
Go
Pastor
ahead.
Campbell, aka Uncle
Go
Rob.
ahead.
Did how many miles was that bike race? Was it 100 miles?
Yeah. I think it was 100. Around,
Finished
Yeah, all the way.
100-mile bike
Better than me. Better
race.
Than me. I'm not doing it.
And he said that he was at the back of everybody. People got so far ahead of him that he didn't see anybody. He thought everybody finished.
yeah.
Oh,
Finishes
wow.
that pours down.
Yep.
All the lines on the race
Yep.
get erased. So he's still trying to figure out how to finish. Thinks people finished. Found out people quit during the. And I'm like,
During the
see,
rain,
that's how
when it
you gotta
started
focus
raining,
because
when
you, bro.
All of that, because if you so busy looking at what everybody else is doing,
Yep.
how
Talk
everybody
about
else
it.
is getting to the finish line. Oh, the weather. Oh, it's this and that. But
Oh, I'm hurting.
finishing
Yeah.
comes on your end.
Yeah.
The only person that can finish is
Is
you.
You.
They quit on mile 3. You on mile 25. About to
ball.
quit because you thought they
you
still.
thought
You
they-
thought they finished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They at home. They're actually at home watching
Watching
you, waiting for you to quit.
Right, that's so symbolic.
But you looking at the last post they made 6 months ago.
Yep.
Because it's the only one. It's at the top of they.
Yep. At the
It's
top
at
of
the,
their feed.
oh, they
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
that was
nah.
6 months ago.
Exactly. Ooh, you going?
He said the
yeah,
moral
hold
of the
on.
story is
Yeah, yo, race.
Get to the finish line.
Run,
No old
run
passage
your
say
race.
that.
You feel me?
Run your race.
your
That's scripture.
Run your. Ooh. You know
There's
what
also a
it's
scripture that says, "Who cut in front of you? Who caused you to stop running your race?" He said, he's y'all. If y'all can't see Mac, I need you to know he has said nothing for the last hours, and he just said,
All right. I got another one for you. Let's see. Okay. Do you find it hard working with people? Right. So in my field, I have a lot of artists that I kind of look after, kind of trying to help build up. You know what I'm saying? In any way possible that I can.
Yeah.
What I have noticed a lot is a lot of these artists and people, I'll say too, like they want something that they necessarily aren't willing to work for or don't know how to work
Yeah.
for, and then you might even give them the full plan. Yo, this is what you can do for the next 6 months, and your results could and should be this and will be this, and they just don't do it. Does that happen a lot in your field, or like, and how do you deal with that?
I'm in the process of learning how to do it, deal with it, because clients can be fresh. They can be.
Yeah. Like children, like little kids. You're like, yo, come on. I'm telling
Not
you
only
exactly
that,
what
sometimes
to do,
it's the things that you expect people to know and they don't know, and I'm trying to rewire my mind to remember that that's why I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
also, you can't make people do the work that's for them to do. But
Right.
this gives me a perfect segue. What has been helping me deal with it is having a set of core competencies, which are rules your business internally and externally live by, regardless of what you're faced with. Right? So if your core competency is thoroughness,
Right.
and your core competency is relational communication, meaning like how you communicate, you want to be relatable.
Big words.
If you
Right.
if you're one of my core competencies is productivity.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
like
define that
I
as
like that.
executing tasks tied to the goals that you set before you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So
right.
if these are my core competencies, no matter what my client does, I
This
have
is
to
what
live
has to
by
happen.
those. This is what has to happen.
Yeah,
But
that's
most
good.
businesses don't have that, and so
Right.
they run across clients that frustrate them, and they're like, "Why do I always get the clients that do this?" Or why am I always? This is because you haven't set a standard for how you operate that creates that boundary. Because when you create that standard and that boundary,
This is good
you'll
stuff.
see those people
you'll see
ahead
those
of
people
time
that
and
come.
decide whether or not that's who I need to work with. Or
that's good.
you have the people you work with, but no matter what they do, you still operate within the confines of
Right.
your core.
Yeah. That's good.
To me, so it sounds like you kind of you put a lot of stock into responsibility and accountability for
Self-evaluation,
yourself.
Yeah.
reflection.
Self-awareness.
And,
yeah.
and to me, that is like one of the biggest things, because one of the things we always say is, yo, just work harder, bro. Like,
Do
But
it.
nah,
period.
for real, because
Yeah.
like, and when I break that down, to me, it's like, yo, everything that you're saying,
Phone down.
everything you're saying you're having issues with or don't want to deal with, if you put in the work so that you might not have to deal with those things, then we won't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's what that kind of reminds me of, or sounds like to you. Yo, Joe, you got it? You found it? You-
It just, you feel me? It went under the couch. I hit my head on the mic
crawl
stand.
to the left,
I'm
and then
saying, I had to hold the mic stand twice.
Yeah, but yeah, so accountability, I think that's one of probably the biggest things that you need as a person as well. Being
Yeah.
able to self-evaluate and look at yourself and really understand, I'm not succeeding because of this. I feel like anybody that's able to say, yo, the reason I can't succeed is because X, Y, and Z. I'm like, nah, bro, you're just making excuses.
Right.
Yeah.
If those are reasons you can't succeed,
That part.
then we need to figure out a solution so you can get past those things.
you
But
know why they
just-
have excuses?
Let's hear it.
Because those excuses are options for them. They don't view it as excuses. When y'all go to the studio and y'all got to work, y'all don't be like, oh, okay, we're going to work for 15 minutes. We're going to be done. When y'all in the studio, you in the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
But for people who don't do that, not being in the studio is an option.
Not working out is an option.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello?
So you
She's
maybe
going
a
crazy.
question to ask
She's
people
going
that come
crazy.
into the studio. Hey, what are your options in terms of working? What do you see your life in the studio look like? Oh, wait, maybe one day I come in, maybe one day I don't. Maybe you're looking for clients that have strict working hours for studio. I want to work with people who know that Tuesday, Thursdays, and Mondays is studio time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What?
Oh, all right. Yeah,
What's
go
some
ahead.
what's some things you would tell somebody who's just starting out having a business? Like I got a business making shirts, or I got a business period. What's some things you would tell them or advice you would give them?
I would say respect the learning curve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're gonna have to research and spend time and
Yeah.
figure. Like
The
you're
work-
not gonna
the work
get it
behind it.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
yeah.
gonna have to put in. Like I don't know what's wrong with us Brown Saints.
Yeah.
We don't like
Talk
to
about it.
read.
Talk about it.
You gotta
If you
read.
wanna hide
You're
something
gonna
from us, put it in
have
the
to.
book.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to consume content.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Ab-
have to like
absolutely.
watch people who do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. It's like how you so smart, but you're not retaining any information or learning any new thing.
Yeah.
You just coming maybe with the same things over and over again, or you're just speaking on the same things over and over again. It's like, well, what do you really know?
Yeah.
And do you really know what you think you know? Mm-hmm. Like that's that. Okay, that's a good question.
Y'all gonna hate me for this next one. Let me say
No,
the
go
second
ahead.
part.
No, go
Go
crazy.
ahead.
You go crazy.
Don't quit your day job
Okay, now.
because your day job typically is the funding source that you use
Absolutely.
to feed that.
Absolutely.
Create goals for your regular paycheck.
That's funny.
Say some people are ready to quit, right? Because they have the hustle, they have the grind, and they have the vision,
Right.
and they have the means and the resources to make it happen.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
for the rest of us,
yeah.
Don't quit your day job.
whatever day job you have,
Too late.
no. Whatever day job you have, make a plan. If you're like, hey, I really feel like I'm supposed to be doing this full time, I'm not going to shy you away from that.
Right,
But
right,
know
of
that
course.
it's hard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very.
And so
Absolutely.
leading up to the time of quitting, make a plan with this steady paycheck.
Right.
So,
So
that when
you can prepare yourself when it's over, or when you decide to quit,
You already
you're at a
taken care
space
of.
where you're not frantic. You're
Here's
not
the
jumping
third
around.
thing. Here's the
Keep
third
going.
thing, and I'm gonna
Go
come off
crazy.
of this.
Yeah.
Give me
That's-
4,
that's
5,
great.
6, 7 things.
That's great.
You going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, say that. Say that. Well, before she get to this 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th thing,
We'll be
we're
right
gonna
back.
take a quick break. You know what I'm saying? We'll get right back to y'all.